Summer has officially started. Swimming pools are open, boats are in the water, and deck furniture is on patios everywhere. As we all know, nothing tastes better than a crisp garden salad with a grilled chicken breast or a thick, juicy steak sitting next to it. But what are you going to do when sunshine turns to raindrops? Don't let it ruin your day. Today, I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite summer meals on a rainy day. We're turning a grilled chicken Caesar salad into a grilled chicken Caesar panini. Let's get started. It's said that a restaurant is only as good as its Caesar salad, and a Caesar salad is only as good as its dressing. My recipe is based on one from a Happy Valley old-time restaurant, the Victorian Manor. Sadly, they're no longer in business, but happily, the recipe lives on through me. I've placed 1 small can of well-drained, drained anchovies into my food processor with 6 garlic cloves. And I'm quickly going to process this just to mash the garlic, to mince the garlic and mash the anchovies. This is just so easy and so good. Don't buy the bottled dressing. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a tablespoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of coarsely ground or cracked black pepper, a 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard, 2 eggs, very, very fresh as you can get them. And I'm quickly just going to scrape down the side, the work bowl of the food processor, just a little bit. Put the lid on. I'm going to process this for 20 to 30 seconds just to mix all of the ingredients together. I'm going to add 6 to 8 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in a nice slow stream. And that's going to emulsify the dressing, which means it's going to keep it from breaking apart. It's going to hold together. It's not going to separate. I'm just going to transfer this dressing to a 2-cup container. I took 1 cup of my chilled Caesar dressing and I mixed it with 1 cup of grated Asiago cheese. Feel free to use Parmigiano Reggiano, but I really like Asiago because it's just a little softer and it's a little tangier. When I mixed these 2 together and they sat in the refrigerator for an hour or 2, they get really thick like a spread. Well, they are going to be our sandwich spread. I'm using ciabatta today. Feel free to use focaccia. Any rustic kind of bread, even a French baguette will work really well. And I've just cut a loaf of ciabatta into 4 quarters. And I'm going to open the quarters up. I sliced through these already. I'm opening these up like a book. So this 1 loaf of ciabatta is going to make 4 really hearty sandwiches. And I'm just going to take my time here and spread on the tops and bottoms of all the sandwiches. I start with just 1 tablespoon on every one, and then I eyeball it and see if I really think I need to add any more. Now I have 2 roasted chicken breasts. You can grill them outside, you can roast them in the oven, they can come off of chicken. You can honestly really get them from a rotisserie chicken, which I don't like to do. And I've thinly sliced them, and I'm going to use all of this chicken. We're starting with the meat layer on the bottom, and this is the biggest component of the sandwich, so you don't want to skimp. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our onions on top of our chicken. And there is a method to my madness when it comes to layering panini sandwiches. In the following order: onions, lettuce, and tomatoes. And the reason we're doing that is we're keeping our more delicate items, our delicate veggies like the lettuce and the tomatoes towards the center of the sandwich so that they don't wilt or overcook and spill out the sides afterwards. I'm using romaine lettuce, and the fancy French word for how I cut it is chiffonade, And in French, that just means little ribbons. And all I did was just quickly sliced through one head of romaine. It only took a few seconds to do that. Now we have our tomatoes. And one trick that I do when I slice them is, as I slice them, I lay them on a layer of paper towels for a minute or two, which absorbs some of the excess juice so that when these cook, they're going to hold their shape and their flavor a lot better. And I usually put 4 slices of tomato. I don't overdo it with the tomatoes. Everything tastes better with bacon. We all agree on that. So I've, roasted about 6 strips of bacon, and I cut it into little pieces. And this is a little more difficult. It's kind of a balancing act with the bacon on the top. If you're putting it on, a trick is just push down in the center of the sandwich like that. Just going to put the tops on all of these. And if you can't tell by now, that even if you didn't have a Panini grill or a grill pan, this is a fantastic sandwich already. These are ready to be cooked. A Panini grill is nothing more than an appliance that cooks a sandwich on both sides at the same time. Mine costs a little less than $100, and I love it. Inside, there are 2 grids for grilling the sandwiches. These flip over to a flat surface for griddling things like eggs and bacon, and they also come with it also came with grids for making waffles. It's a really great appliance, a multi-purpose appliance if you have a small kitchen or an apartment. Now, if you don't have $100 to spend and you ask me, can I still make a panini at home? Sure you can. Try the $30 or $35 grill pan. All you're going to need to do is place your sandwiches in it, but you are going to have to figure out a way to weight them for 30 to 45 seconds. The first way I'm going to show you seems kind of funny, but you cover the sandwich with a piece of foil, and then you press down on it with nothing more than a brick. You put about 5 or 6 pounds of pressure on it for 30-45 seconds till the sandwich starts to steam. That's really an inexpensive way to do it. The second way is to take a smaller sized skillet and just press down on the sandwich for 30 to 45 seconds. And then when it's grilled on the first side, all you do is flip the sandwich over and cook it the same amount of time that you would in your panini grill. I've preheated it to medium-high. For these sandwiches, I think high is just a little bit too high. I'm just going to briefly open my grill. You can see the steam. I like to give it a little bit of no-stick spray, and no matter how many sandwiches I'm cooking, I only coat it once, even if I cook 4 sandwiches. And I'm going to cook these one at a time just because they're really kind of big. So I'm going to put one right here kind of in the front and center of this grill. I'm going to take my press, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting pressure forwards, but then, here's the trick, we push down on the grill to flatten the top. And this is the pressure that we need on this sandwich for about 45 seconds. And what this is doing, it is steaming this sandwich. One panino, 2 panini, 3 panini, 4. These are a great way to turn a rainy summer day into a party in your mouth. For these and all of my recipes, just go to my website.